All right, today we're going to take a look at the JSA app. If you open up your Carlton Apps platform, you'll see that it opens up with all of the different apps that Carlton Scale has for you. If we want to go ahead and select Job Safety Analysis, we'll go ahead and get into filling out a JSA. Overall, JSAs are basically procedures that we can take a look at the steps of what we do on a daily basis to try and avoid any kind of hazards or safety issues that could come up in doing our job throughout the day-to-day basis. So first off, you'll see that you have to put your name. So type in your name, and then right after that, put in your email. Once you've done that, you can then select from the drop-down your manager's email. That way we know who to send the JSA to. Then you'll go down to the customer name. Customer name is obviously where you're located, or who you're performing the work for. You then want to put your work order number. This will be your SO number for your work ticket in Service Pro. You then want to select how many or what you're doing. Are you doing a PM on how many scales you're doing it on? Are you doing an installation? So on and so forth. If you have a call service, you will want to put your call service information here, what you're doing, placing a junction box. If you click the little icon on the side, it will actually show you an example of what you want, what you can put in here. Again, same with installation. What are you doing? Just give us a little more information on that. Then I want to select the scale types that you're going to be working on for industrial, bench, floor, just anything that you're working on that day. Then it'll ask you if you have any questions about safety and how you can safely perform your job. Again, it recommends if you have any issues, contact your manager or your safety representative. Then they want you to describe your location, what you're doing, where you're working at. Are you outside? Are you at a truck stop? What are your surroundings? Just put stuff in there to help determine kind of what other issues could come up. Just get you thinking about looking at your environment. Next, you want to make sure to check whether or not you're working around any chemicals. If so, list the chemicals. If you are working around chemicals, review the SDS sheets. Maybe take a picture of the SDS sheet on the chemical that you are working around. It then asks you to list any kind of emergency routes and who your emergency contact would be. This could be a location or a person's name. Be sure to list any or all of your possible emergency exit routes that you will be working around. Make sure that you're aware of them before you start work. All right, next is power lines near the work area. This is a very important step if you're using any kinds of lifts or cranes or hoists of any type, installing anything. Make sure that you do not have any power lines in your area where you're working, and if so, make sure that your customer is aware of the risk that you have going on. All right, then we're going to get into listing our tasks. You need to list at least 2 on every job that you do. For instance, on this one, I'm going to put down lifting weights. Make sure you're carrying your weights in the building. If you have to carry them up steps, or if you need to put them up on a dock door, select the type of hazard that you have, and then put a little bit more information on exactly what it is that task is doing and what possible hazards you can come across. Again, here, be as descriptive as you possibly can. Make sure that you identify any hazards, any or all hazards that you come across, just to get you thinking more about what you need to do to be more safe in what you're doing throughout your day-to-day basis. And then you want to select the control that you used in order to eliminate the hazard or any kind of PPE that you might need to use. to help safely do this job. All right, once you complete that, you're done with your first task, and you need to go into doing your second task. Remember, as stated before, we need to make sure you do 2 tasks. Again, on this job, I found some debris in the walkway. I'm going to select slip, trip, and fall as my hazard. And if you have any kind of issues, metal shavings, water, chemical hole in the ground, it gives you an example in the corner if you select a little question mark. Here we had a bunch of little box debris, torn up boxes. That was kind of in the walkway where I needed to push the cart. So I simply put down the box debris in the walkway, and then I put my solution. What I did in this case is I went ahead and contacted the customer and said, hey, is there any way you guys can sweep all that out of the way? There's a guy working over in the area, so I had him sweep the debris out of the way. Therefore, I could get my cart through with no issues and no possible options of slipping on a piece of falling down or having it jam up my cart and have an issue there. All right, after that, if you have any other hazards, go ahead and list them. If you come up with a bunch of different ones, there's plenty of options for you to put these hazards in place. All right, once you're done doing your hazards, you can then select your PPE. Make sure that your PPE that you have needed for that job is just asking you, hey, do you know that this is correct? And then, have you inspected those PPE tools? Do your gloves look good? Is your vest dirty? Anything like that? Make sure everything's good. Then, can any hazard be eliminated? Yes or no? Yes, for this situation, I was able to eliminate a hazard by sweeping the debris away. Then they ask you, what's the likelihood of it being any kind of an issue? Possible, not likely. How harmful would it be if I was to slip? Slightly harmful. Might hurt my ankle or something like that. And then here you want to describe exactly what your elimination was and how you eliminated it. And again, just put in there that we were able to clear the debris, which is eliminating the hazard altogether. If you want to go ahead and take a picture of the hazard, it's also very helpful. Take a picture of anything, something that's broken, or again, it's product all around the scale. Take a picture beforehand, take a picture of it afterwards, and upload it. And then all you have to do is go ahead and sign and hit submit. Once it's submitted, it'll be emailed directly to your manager for them to go ahead and take and review your JSA for that day. And they can use that information for a safety briefing or a Monday morning meeting with all the technicians to help keep everybody safe and keep everybody thinking about what they need to do. Again, if you have any issues or anything, don't hesitate to send me an email. Other than that, have a good day.